Some people may say that League of Legends is a boring esport. They might say it's too long, it's not as fast as CSGO, and it's not as exciting as endgame Fortnite. But those people are wrong. League of Legends is one of the most exciting esports, and today we're here to tell you and remind you why.
Spartiates, quelle est votre profession?
They're saving the Drake round. He got two already. Bang is hiding. He's coming. Bang looking to come in. Here comes your initiation. There is oh my God! Thunder shockwave will find them all.
One of the things that makes League of Legends so exciting is when everything is on the line. When it comes down to one last game, and especially when that happens in a 5-game series. The reason that 5-game series are so special is because of the adaptation players have to make. In game number 1, your opponent may not show their full deck of cards and strategies. They may be saving things for later on. Also, in game 5s, there's a chance that a team makes a huge comeback, coming down from 2 games to none. When it gets to that 5th game, everything is on the line. And there are many great series in League's history. Even with all of these solid contenders, there's just one series that rises above the rest, one that will never be forgotten. In 2016, the World Semi-Final between the ROX Tigers and SK Telecom was a legendary series between two giants from South Korea. This series had everything. High stakes, crazy picks, insane outplays, and most importantly, two juggernauts fighting for a place in the World Finals. This series sported the two best teams in the world. SKT was actually the underdog in this series, despite being the defending world champions. The Tigers were widely considered the best team in the world, winning LCK Summer before heading into the championship. While the Tigers did actually struggle a bit in their Worlds group, they quickly dispatched EDG 3-1 in the quarterfinal right before this series. At the time, the ROX Tigers had a star-studded roster. They had an aggressive jungler in Peanut, who led the entire tournament in kills and astounded the League of Legends world with some phenomenal plays. They also had the reigning LCK MVP and best top laner in the world, Smeb.
Running away! Expect gets caught down. He's got a PA, remember, but he needs Megan. Oh, no! Delete it! Remember, I've seen one at G2 or aced.
The best timing I may have ever seen on a Kennen Ultimate. That was insane.
The best top laner in the world, Smeb, takes over the team fight, solo winning it for them, and he may have just won ROX Tigers the game.
To cap it all off, they had an iconic duo bot lane in Prey and Gorilla. While it may seem that ROX would then be the favorite for Worlds, their semifinal series would be up against none other than the defending world champions SK Telecom. While the Tigers took home the Korean Summer Crown, they had never beaten SKT in a best of 5. ROX had only ever taken 2 games off SKT in the entirety of 3 years. SKT ended up losing in the semifinals in LCK, but it would only be fitting for their journey for ROX that they would have to go through SKT to win Worlds. It seemed that Destiny wouldn't want it any other way. Even as the Korean second seed, SKT was a juggernaut opponent, destroying everyone on their way to the semifinal. Obviously, the team was led by the unkillable Demon King, Faker. Heading into the World Semifinals at Madison Square Garden in New York City, some of the analysts pointed it to being ROX Tigers' year.
All right, Papa Smithy, what you got for me?
Look, I'm going to agree with part of what you're saying. I think that SKT come in favorites, especially on history. A lot of kind of the intangibles go the way of SKT. It's all about their adjustments, the fact that they read the game so well, VOD review, develop over a tournament. But you're not asking who the favorite is. You're asking who I'm predicting for this game, and it's going to be the ROX Tigers. I think the ROX Tigers, crowd seems to like the ROX Tigers too. Big story with ROX Tigers. They do have a game breaker. We're in the standard lanes meta. The most important member is your jungler, and Peanut was on fire, spitting fire in the quarterfinals. So I have to look at him and what he can potentially accomplish. I think Blank's going to be second to everything, and that means that they're going to be second to the win today.
That is a strong endorsement.
Yeah.
Deficio, you are the tiebreak here. What do you got?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna agree with almost everything you said, Papa Smithy, and disagree with Kobe over here.
Nice.
Because I think ROX Tigers is gonna win as well, 3-2. It's gonna be close.
The series itself? Well, it had some of the best gameplay, picks, and overall incredible play we have ever seen. Game 1 was probably the most normal game in an otherwise abnormal series. There were no curveballs in the pick and ban phase, and both teams basically wanted to feel the other one out. SKT picked up the Game 1 win, barely beating out the Tigers' constant assault. You see, ROX's calling card was their aggression. They looked for plays all over the map, no matter the time of game. The game was certainly very close, but SKT was too much, finally winning a 42-minute defining teamfight. However, Game 2 was a different story. Rox gambled on a pick and sent the series into a tailspin. The Tigers last picked support Misfortune. Support MF? Well, this is meant to troll your solo queue games, not the world semifinals. Even SKT thought the pick was a mistake.
초반에 갱 거의 안 가고 그냥 시야.
야, 쟤네 잘못 골랐다.
뭐야? 잘못 고른 거지?
네.
저거를 일부러 하려고 하나?
아니야. 잘못 고른 거야.
But the pick itself had massive implications for the rest of the series. You see, Ashe and Zyra as a bottom lane duo were terrorizing the tournament. They were almost always first picked or just banned out entirely. The Tigers had baited SKT into picking Zyra support by taking their bot lane in the first rotation. After a seemingly normal pick and ban phase, Rox surprised the world by flexing Karma mid and locking in support MF. As an added bonus, Ashe was a perfect pick for the Tigers as well. She enabled their aggressive playstyle, allowing them to get picks all over the map. The game had started, and SKT finally realized that MF was not a mistake. She was an actual counter to the best support in the tournament. Gorilla could one-hit Zyra's annoying plants with her love tap, significantly reducing her pressure in lane. At level 6, SKT saw the full power of Ashe Misfortune bot lane. The Tigers had snowballed their laning phase advantage through the mid game and had a massive team fight around Baron.
So this information is known. SKT looking for the play. Faker coming back in, and the other four right here. Smev is low. No ulti on him. No arrow just yet either. It's flank. Popping the ulti. 1,000 health on Baron. What's it gonna be? The shutdown of the Olaf, and it's secure for Peanut. The re-engage for Faker. He's gonna pick up one. So far it's a 4 versus 4. Baron buff still on Rox. Prey dodging away from the CC, but he could get back. He could get shut down, but he trades it back. And Prey stays alive. Duke makes the big play, shuts down the AD carry, but he will get kicked down and he will get picked off. 4 for 2, and the Baron secure for Rox.
And finally, they were able to win Game 2 with the best Ashe arrow anyone had ever seen.
5 damage auto attacks, doing what he can to keep mid lane alive because top and him has been killed, and they even got the pick off on Bang.
Rox doesn't actually have to stop pushing right now. They can delay the recalls. The arrows. Look at the arrow. He can teleport.
He's gonna stop Duke. He stopped Duke, which means they can push. It's now on Wolf. It's a teleport coming in for Smith and Colonel. How much more can be done?
And more to win right now.
The tank. Wolf running out of health. He's gonna die off. Onto the turrets they go, but the minions are gone, and it's too much. SKT are here to defend. This is a difficult 3v2. Pushing down Duke, down below 1,000. Ults back on towards Prey. Push back yet again, but Smith's running low. But they get it. Inside the Nexus. They're trying to burn it down. Is this not gonna be enough? It's not. Rox Tigers answer back with Game 2.
Just incredible, and really a sign of things to come. Game 3 was the same story for the Tigers. They picked Ashe plus Misfortune lane again and stomped the defending world champions in the early game. Even with SK Telecom clawing back into the game, we saw probably the best outplay of the entire tournament.
He's running out of health way too rapidly, and Blake's gonna pick him off. The shutdown is there, and Gorilla's now just putting bullets in the Duke. How much can they really get? Ooh, bullet time does a lot. It forces flash out, and now Prey is here. Exhaust is on. One kill picked up, and Faker gets it back on the Gorilla. Smith running out of health and gets shut down as well, but Prey, does he find the targets? Peanut has Guardian Angel. Maybe he plays frontline. How much can they really get? Prey turns it back around. Look at Bang. Looks for it all. He's got one. What else can he get? It's going to be Blake in his sights.
He's coming back.
Baker's low. How much more can they get? The stun's coming in, and it's Duke with the big play. But the turnaround from Prey, turning it back in. The chase, the resonating strike, and the ace goes through for Peanut.
With one last team fight, the Tigers found themselves one game away from the World Finals.
Enough that the stun wore off no matter what. Last Nexus turret is down. Looking to make it 2-1 in the series. Rox going for the play. Another kill comes through for Peanut. There's the Nexus, and it's 2-1 Rox Tigers. They are one game away from breaking the curse.
Now, SKT was on the brink, something the world had never really seen before. With everything on the line, the team subbed in Bengi. The pick ban phase saw Coach Koma finally banning away Misfortune. However, Koma made a crucial mistake, one that would never be forgotten. He forgot to ban Nidalee, who was wrecking havoc on the 2016 tournament. Koma was forced to pick the overpowered champion, putting SKT's chances on Bengi's shoulders. As some of you may know, Bengi was not known as a carry player. Over his career, he was known for being incredible on Nunu and early game champions like Lee Sin and Elise. He was seen as Faker's right-hand man, always there to pick up his star mid laner. He never really got any accolades or MVPs, he just always did his job. Now, it was Faker's turn to play the sidekick, but Bengi had literally never played a professional game on Nidalee before.
He's not playing because it's not his meta, right?
Yeah. Here's a fun fact. Bengi has never played Nidalee in his entire career.
Seriously? In
Ever.
his professional games?
Ever.
Never?
Ever. He cannot play this meta.
Oh wow.
SKT's entire tournament now hung on their support jungler's shoulder, yet this time he had to carry, and boy did Bengi have the game of his life.
Would have to do something else, but
Gorilla wants to flank here, but he gets spotted by Bengi. Good
the
spot
arrow
by
bangs
Bengi.
again anyway. A quick root on Gorilla. Goodbye. Look for the harass, got hit in return, and now the double bomb forcing the flash to the Kuro, the stun and the Faker not gonna matter because he already had the ulti off the side. And Bengi again, now the double kill, the flash heal for Bang to turn it around, but look at the trade damage, Prey running for dear life, and he will in fact get away with it.
Bengi completely outjungled Peanut and carried SKT to victory. It was a transcendent performance for a jungler who was always considered good, but never pointed to for being great. Bengi forced out the Silver Scrapes, and Madison Square Garden was rocking. The series was sent to a deciding game number 5. There were no massive changes in game 5. Comfort all around with one caveat. SKT had a better late game comp. Rox needed to win early game. In true Peanut fashion, he invaded and killed Bengi for first blood.
Sneaks in.
Sneaks by. We don't know where he is right now. Here there's Bengi. Bengi's gonna know the Scuttlecrab has just been taken down.
Now he has to get really scared, and he
But
also
does he
has to
guess
tell
wrong?
Duke to worry out a little bit.
Oh, there he
The
is.
Brash, there it is, it's Peanut. A lot of damage down, 300 HP on Bengi, the repel the chase. Couple more attacks, the flash, one more Q will get him, and Peanut solo kills for first blood.
Peanut again got off a successful gank, this time in the bottom
His
lane.
bottom side, that's the lack of vision.
There we go.
To get him again.
Another stun into the root, into all the damage, and yes, they pick him off. Prey gets Wolf, 2-0 Rocks Tigers.
But SKT fought back like true champions always do. The game was held on a knife's edge. Both teams traded kills and objectives until a fateful Baron decision by the Tigers.
Alive, but no smite right now for Bengi, and it won't be up in
know yet.
time. But they don't know that's
He
the
got the
case.
steal.
2,700, but he can't
But he
do
gets
it
the
with smite. It's gonna be all about this. He's in the pit, and it's the kill on the Peanut. The knife for either side, and it goes to Smep to try to save the game. But it's so many kills coming through for SKT. Smep cannot pick up Bang, and it's a 4-0.
After SKT had all of the control, something they absolutely thrive with, the defending champions pushed their advantage, eviscerating the Tigers all around the map. Faker even showed off the fanciest feat in the world with a great escape.
But now, the play towards topside, they do see Faker, and the Cocoon's not going to land, though, so can they get anything else? The flash chase, it's Smep onto his face, looking for a little bit more, and he's not going to go down. Faker, with just the ghost, gets away.
SKT had a textbook finish, disengaging any force from the Tigers. While the ending wasn't exciting, it displayed why SKT has been such a dominant team for so long, taking everything while giving up nothing. SKT closed out the game like they always do, constricting like a python until you're forced to take a bad fight. The win sent SKT to the finals, where they defeated Samsung Galaxy for their 3rd ever championship, the most of all time. Sure, that one was a 5-game series in the final as well, but everyone believed SKT would win. It just wasn't like the semifinals. This story was about the Rocks Tigers, the David to SKT's Goliath. The team with no sponsor, winning Korea and sending SKT to the brink of extinction in the World Tournament. Prey, Gorilla, Peanut, Kuro, and Smeb have never won a championship. This was their last chance as a team. In the offseason, the Tigers broke up, with Peanut even heading off to rival SKT. This series was a send-off to one of the world's favorite teams. It was a disappointing finish, but a series that should remain in everyone's minds forever. From Prey's 200 IQ arrow to Faker's master escape and Bengi's improbable performance, this series was a masterpiece for League of Legends esports.